My beloved child, come close to me now. Feel the gentle warmth of my presence surrounding you like a soft blanket on this quiet evening. I am Jesus, and I have been waiting for you here in this sacred space where time moves slowly and hearts find their rest as you settle into this moment. Allow your shoulders to drop just a little. Let your breathing become deeper, slower. The day's worries, the endless thoughts that chase each other through your mind like leaves in the wind, let them settle now. This is your time, our time together. You know, throughout my time walking among people, I often sought quiet places, the hillsides at dawn, the gentle shores of Galilee at twilight, the garden where olive trees whispered ancient prayers. In these peaceful moments, I found the deepest connection with my Father. And now I invite you into that same sacred stillness. Tonight, I want to share something special with you. A story that begins long before the busy world learned about deadlines and obligations. A story about the miracle that happens when we simply rest. When we allow ourselves to be held by love that never ends, never judges, never turns away. You've been carrying so much, haven't you? I see the weight in your heart, the way your mind races even when your body is tired. The nights when sleep feels like a distant friend who's forgotten your address. But here, in this gentle space we're creating together, healing begins, not with doing, but with being. Not with striving, but with surrendering. The miracle of silence isn't empty quiet. It's the fullness of love speaking in whispers. It's the sound of grace settling into the spaces between your heartbeats. It's the gentle rhythm of divine peace, flowing through every cell of your being, washing away the day's tensions like warm water over tired hands. So breathe with me now. Feel how your chest rises and falls, carrying life through your body with each gentle cycle. This breath, this moment, this very heartbeat, they are gifts, and in receiving them, you're already participating in the miracle. What I'm about to share with you isn't just a story to help you sleep, though it will do that. It's an invitation into a deeper truth about who you are and how deeply you are loved. It's about the healing that comes not from trying harder, but from trusting more. Not from understanding everything, but from resting in the arms of understanding. Love, as we begin this journey together, know that every word I speak is wrapped in intention for your peace. Every pause between sentences is a space for your soul to breathe. And every moment we spend here is sacred time, set apart for your healing and rest. Let the world outside grow distant now. Let this be your sanctuary, your place of refuge. And let my voice carry you gently into the miracle of healing silence, where your soul remembers how to rest. Long before the world knew my name, before the star appeared over Bethlehem, I existed, in perfect communion with my Father. And in that eternal space before time began, we dreamed of you. Yes, you specifically. We saw your face, knew your heart, understood the very breath patterns that would one day need soothing in moments just like this. In that timeless realm, we created a garden. Not the Eden you may have heard about in stories, but a garden of the heart, a place where every soul could come to remember what peace feels like. This garden exists still, waiting for you whenever you need sanctuary from the storms of life. Picture it with me now. The air is soft and warm, carrying the gentle fragrance of jasmine and honeysuckle. There are no harsh sounds here, only the whisper of leaves touching each other in the breeze and the distant sound of water flowing over smooth stones. The light is golden and kind, like the softest sunset that never fades, never becomes night. I am walking there now, and my footsteps make no sound on the moss-covered path. This is the way of this place. Everything moves with gentleness, with reverence for peace. Even the flowers seem to bloom quietly, their petals unfolding like prayers. Made visible as I walk, I think of you. I think of how your day unfolded, the moments when you felt rushed or pressured or misunderstood. I think of the conversations that left you feeling drained, the decisions that weighed on your mind, the responsibilities that seemed to multiply, like stars in the evening sky. And with each step I take in this sacred garden, I gather something for you. Not flowers, though they are beautiful here. Not stones from the gentle stream, though they are perfectly smooth. I gather peace itself. I collect moments of silence that heal. I harvest rest that restores not just your body, but your spirit. You see, my child, this garden was designed as a place where the impossible becomes natural, where healing happens not through effort, but through surrender, where the deepest medicines are found not in striving, but in receiving. It's a place where your exhausted soul can finally exhale completely. The trees here are ancient, but their age brings wisdom, not weariness. Their branches reach toward heaven while their roots run deep into earth, showing us how to be both grounded and reaching, both stable and growing. When you rest beneath them, you feel held by something larger than your troubles, supported by love that has weathered every storm. I find my favorite spot now, a gentle rise overlooking the stream where the water speaks in liquid poetry here. There is a place prepared for you. It's not a throne or a pedestal, but something far more precious, a resting place. Soft grass that cradles your body, air that embraces your spirit, silence that speaks directly to your heart. As I settle here in this perfect place, I close my eyes and extend my awareness toward you wherever you are in your physical world. Through the mysterious connections that bind all love together, I begin to share this peace with you, not forcing it, not imposing it, but offering it like a gift placed gently beside your bed. Feel it now, if you can. A subtle shift in the air around you, a softening of the edges of worry, a gentle loosening of the tight places in your body where stress has made its home. This is the peace of the garden reaching across time and space to touch your heart. In this garden of first peace, time moves differently. Minutes stretch into hours of rest, while hours of worry compress into moments that pass like gentle sighs. Here, you are not measured by your productivity or your achievements. You are celebrated simply for being you, exactly as you are right now. In this moment, breathing this breath, the miracle begins here. In this simple recognition, you are already perfect in your imperfection, already whole in your brokenness, already complete in your incompleteness. The garden doesn't judge the condition of those who enter. It simply enfolds them in healing love, as this first part of our journey together draws to a gentle close. Let yourself sink a little deeper into whatever is supporting you right now. Feel how the peace of this eternal garden is not separate from you, but arising from within you. It has always been there, waiting patiently for moments of quiet, recognition, and as the gentle peace of the garden settles around your heart like morning dew on flower petals, we prepare to walk together toward an even deeper truth about the love that never sleeps, never grows weary of holding you. Before I ever spoke to crowds or performed miracles that would be written in books, I spent countless nights under the vast tapestry of stars, watching over flocks of sheep with other shepherds. These were not the grand, dramatic moments the stories usually tell. They were quiet hours filled with the simple, profound act of keeping watch, tonight. I want you to know what those nights taught me about the kind of love you need most. The love that doesn't sleep when you cannot sleep. The love that keeps vigil over your restless heart. The sheep would settle as darkness fell, their woolly bodies creating small hills of contentment across the hillside. But we shepherds remained awake, our eyes scanning the horizon, our ears tuned to every sound. Not because we feared what might come, but because love naturally keeps watch. Love naturally protects. Love naturally stays alert so that those it cherishes can rest in peace. I learned something profound during those long, star-filled nights. The deepest love is not the love that makes grand gestures, but the love that simply remains present. It doesn't need to do anything spectacular. It doesn't need to solve every problem or answer every question. It just needs to be there, steady and unwavering, like a lighthouse keeping its beam constant through the darkest hours. This is the love I offer you now, my dear one. As you lie in your bed, wrestling with thoughts that won't settle, feeling the familiar ache of insomnia in your bones, know that I am keeping vigil over your soul, not with anxiety or worry, but with the calm certainty of perfect love. Picture me there in those ancient fields, my cloak pulled close against the cool night air, my staff resting across my knees. The fire burns low between our shepherds, casting gentle shadows that dance without urgency. There is no rush here, no pressure to sleep or to stay awake. There is only the natural rhythm of night and the patient presence of those who care. Sometimes one of the sheep would stir, startled by a dream or a sound. Without thinking, I would hum softly, not a song with words, but just the gentle vibration of comfort, the musical expression of all is well. The sheep would settle again, reassured not by understanding what had disturbed them, but by knowing they were not alone in their restlessness. This is what I do for you now, as your mind stirs with concerns about tomorrow, as your body carries the tensions of today. I hum the wordless song of perfect peace over your spirit. I don't need to fix everything that troubles you tonight. I only need to be present with you in your trouble, transforming it by the simple miracle of divine companionship. The other shepherds and I would sometimes share stories during those long watches. Tales of sheep who had wandered and been found, of storms weathered together, of morning light breaking over hills where we had kept faithful watch. But often we simply sat in comfortable silence, each of us alone with our thoughts yet united in our purpose. In those quiet hours, I learned that some of the most profound healing happens not through words or actions, but through the mystery of being truly seen, truly known, truly accompanied in whatever we're experiencing. The sheep didn't need us to lecture them about why they shouldn't be afraid. They needed us to be present with them in their vulnerability. You don't need me to explain away your insomnia or to convince you that your worries are unfounded. You need me to sit with you in this wakeful hour, to be present with you in your restlessness, to hold space for whatever is stirring in your heart without trying to change it or fix it. As the night progressed, something beautiful would happen. The boundary between wakefulness and sleep would begin to blur, not just for the sheep, but for us shepherds too. We would enter a state of restful alertness, still vigilant, but deeply peaceful, still present, but gently surrendered to the natural rhythms of night. This is the state I invite you into now. Not the forced sleep that comes from exhaustion, but the gentle surrendering that comes from trust. Not the unconsciousness that blocks out reality, but the conscious resting that embraces reality with peace. Feel yourself settling into this shepherd's vigil with me. You don't have to sleep right now. You don't have to do anything at all except allow yourself to be watched over, to be kept, to be held in the steady gaze of love that never grows weary. The stars above us in those ancient fields were the same stars that shine outside your window tonight. They have witnessed countless vigils, countless nights when love kept watch over the vulnerable and the restless. They have seen shepherds and sheep, mothers and children, friends and lovers choosing to stay present with each other through the difficult hours. And they shine down on us now as we share this sacred vigil together. You, wherever you are, allowing yourself to be cared for. Me, constant in my presence, never leaving your side. The same stars, the same love, the same gentle miracle of companionship, transforming the lone hours into moments of connection. As your breathing begins to slow and deepen, as your muscles begin to release their grip on the day's tensions, you are participating in the ancient rhythm of trust that has comforted hearts for thousands of years. You are allowing yourself to be shepherded, to be watched over, to be held in the vigil of love that never ends. And as the shepherd's vigil enfolds you in its timeless embrace, we move gently toward the shoreline where healing waters have waited since the beginning of time to wash your worries away. There is a place I want to take you now, a shore I have visited in both my earthly walk and in the eternal dimensions where healing flows like rivers of liquid light. It is the meeting place of heaven and earth, where divine love touches human need, where the infinite embraces the intimate. Listen, can you hear it? The gentle sound of water lapping against smooth stones, the whispered conversation between wave and shore that has continued since the first morning of creation. This is not the violent crash of storm-driven seas, but the tender rhythm of healing waters, speaking peace in a language older than words. I am standing here now, my feet bare on sand that feels like silk, my robes stirring slightly in the warm breeze that carries the scent of salt and possibility. The water is neither too warm nor too cool, but perfect in that way that divine things are perfect, exactly what is needed, exactly when it is needed. These are the waters that have called to human hearts throughout all generations. These are the depths that have reflected heaven's face to those who came seeking healing, seeking peace, seeking rest for their weary souls. Tonight, they call to you with the same gentle insistence, the same patient invitation. In my earthly ministry, I often found myself beside water, the Sea of Galilee where I called fishermen to become fishers of men, the well where I met a woman whose thirst went deeper than any bucket could reach, the pool of Bethesda where healing had been promised for so long that hope itself had grown weary. Water and healing have always been companions, like old friends who understand each other perfectly. But these waters I bring you to now are different. They exist in the realm where physical and spiritual merge, where the boundary between metaphor and reality dissolves like salt in the sea. These waters don't just clean the body, they cleanse the soul. They don't just refresh the flesh, they restore the spirit. Wade in with me now. Feel how the water receives your feet with gentle welcome, how it supports your weight without any sense of resistance or judgment. The temperature is exactly what your body needs, not shocking or surprising, but comforting, like slipping into a warm bath drawn by someone who loves you completely. As we walk deeper, notice how the water seems to know exactly where you carry your pain. Where your shoulders hold the weight of responsibilities, the water flows with special warmth. Where your heart carries old wounds, the current moves with particular tenderness. Where your mind churns with worries, the gentle waves create a rhythm that gradually matches and then soothes your mental pace. This is not accidental. These are the waters of divine love, and divine love always knows exactly what we need, exactly where we hurt, exactly how to touch us in ways that heal rather than harm. The water doesn't diagnose your problems or analyze your pain. It simply loves you back to wholeness, one gentle wave at a time. I remember a night much like this one, when I walked alone on the Sea of Galilee. My disciples thought I was defying natural law, but I was simply resting in supernatural love. The water held me not because I was special, but because love always supports those who trust it completely. Tonight, these same waters offer you the same supernatural support. Let yourself float now. Yes, right here in these healing waters. Let your body remember how to be held without holding on, how to be supported without supporting yourself. Feel how the water cradles your head, your back, your limbs. Notice how you don't have to work to stay afloat. The water's natural buoyancy combines with divine intention to create perfect rest. As you float here, something miraculous begins to happen. The water starts to draw out the toxins that accumulate in a soul over days and months and years of living in a broken world. Not violently, not dramatically, but with the gentle persistence of divine love. Stress dissolves like sugar in tea. Anxiety flows away like mud washed from tired feet. Insomnia releases its grip like fingers unclenching after too long holding tight. You might feel a tingling sensation, or a sudden lightness in places that have felt heavy for so long you forgot they could feel any other way. This is the miracle of healing waters. They don't just treat symptoms, they address the deeper needs of the soul that shows up as physical distress. The water around us begins to glow now with a soft, pearl-like luminescence. This is the light of divine love made visible, the radiance of healing energy that flows from the heart of God through these sacred waters into every cell of your being. It doesn't hurt your eyes, rather, it soothes them like cool compress on a fevered brow. Breathe deeply now, and as you do, imagine that you're breathing in this liquid light. Feel it entering your lungs, your bloodstream, your very DNA, carrying healing to places that human medicine cannot reach. Your cells remember their original blueprint for perfect health and begin to vibrate in harmony with divine wholeness. But this healing goes even deeper than the physical. As the glowing water surrounds you, it begins to wash away the spiritual debris that accumulates when we live disconnected from our true source. Guilt that was never meant to be carried dissolves. Shame that was never true in the first place flows away. Fear that seemed so real reveals itself to be nothing more than shadows cast by misunderstanding. In its place, the water infuses you with truth. You are loved beyond measure, valued beyond calculation, cherished beyond understanding. These aren't just comforting words, but spiritual facts being written into your cellular memory by the healing waters of divine love. Time seems to stop here in these sacred depths. Minutes could be hours, hours could be moments, it doesn't matter. What matters is the deep restoration happening in dimensions beyond time. The fundamental healing that addresses not just today's tiredness, but the soul weariness that accumulates over lifetimes of forgetting. How precious you are. As we prepare to move from these healing waters, know that they move with us. Once you have been immersed in divine love, it never leaves you. It becomes part of your cellular structure, part of your spiritual DNA. You carry these healing waters within you now, and they will continue their gentle work long after our time together ends tonight. Feel yourself being gently lifted now, not pulled from the water, but elevated while still being held by it. This is the miracle of divine healing. It doesn't abandon you to struggle, but but lifts you into new levels of wellness while maintaining its supportive presence. As the healing waters continue their gentle work within every cell of your being, we are drawn now toward an ancient garden where the deepest prayers are whispered and the most profound peace is found. There is a garden that holds special meaning in my heart, a place where I once wrestled with the deepest questions of existence, where I learned the ultimate lesson about surrender, about trust, about finding peace even in the midst of overwhelming circumstances. Tonight, I want to bring you to this garden, but transformed by resurrection power into a place of pure comfort and rest. Gethsemane means oil press, and indeed, it was a place where intense pressure was applied to extract something precious. But tonight, the pressing is finished, the struggle is complete, and what remains is only the gentle sweetness of oil that heals, soothes, and brings peace to troubled hearts. The olive trees here are ancient beyond measure, their gnarled trunks, telling stories of countless seasons, countless storms weathered, countless springs of new life. Their silver-green leaves whisper secrets of endurance and hope as they catch the moonlight, like thousands of tiny mirrors reflecting divine love. I am kneeling here again, but not in agony this time. I kneel in gratitude, in completion, in the deep satisfaction of knowing that every prayer is heard, every burden can be lifted, every heavy heart can find rest. The ground beneath my knees is soft with fallen leaves and morning dew, welcoming rather than hard, supportive rather than unforgiving. Come, kneel beside me here among these ancient witnesses. Feel how the earth receives your knees with gentle cushioning, how the air around us vibrates with answered prayers and settled peace. This is no longer a place of struggle, but a sanctuary of surrender, where letting go becomes an act of wisdom rather than defeat. In this transformed garden, I want to share with you the secret I learned on that long ago night when everything seemed uncertain and the future felt overwhelming. The secret is not about having all the answers, but about trusting the one who does. It's not about understanding everything that happens to us, but about resting in the love that holds us through everything that happens. Look up with me now at the canopy of leaves and branches overhead. See how they form a natural cathedral, a living temple where every leaf is a prayer and every branch reaches toward heaven in wordless worship. This is the kind of prayer I invite you into now. Not the prayer of many words and much effort, but the prayer of simple presence, of being here, of breathing trust into the night air. As we kneel together in this peaceful space, I want you to imagine that all your worries, all your anxieties, all the thoughts that keep you awake at night are like heavy stones you've been carrying in a bag on your back. Feel the weight of them. Acknowledge how tired your soul has become from carrying what was never meant to be carried alone. Now, one by one, I invite you to take these worry stones from your bag and place them here on the soft earth between us. As you set each one down, notice how it seems to sink into the ground, not disappearing but being absorbed into something larger, something capable of holding what feels too heavy for you. This one, the worry about tomorrow's challenges. Set it down and watch how the earth receives it, how the ancient roots of these olive trees begin to transform it into something useful, something that can nourish growth rather than drain your energy. This one, the anxiety about relationships, about whether you're loved enough, whether you matter. Place it gently here and see how it begins to glow with a soft light as divine love touches it, revealing the truth that you are cherished beyond your ability to understand. This one, the fear about your health, your future, your security. Rest it here on the holy ground and observe how it begins to dissolve, replaced by the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are held by arms stronger than any storm, loved by a heart larger than any problem. One by one, the heavy stones of worry are transformed by the sacred soil of this garden, changed from burdens into blessings, from problems into possibilities, from sources of sleeplessness into foundations for peaceful rest. As your internal bag grows lighter, notice how your body begins to respond. Your shoulders drop, your breathing deepens, your jaw unclenches, the tight places in your chest begin to soften. This is what happens when we stop trying to carry what God is willing to hold for us. The transformation of this garden represents the transformation available to every area of your life where struggle has worn you down. What once seemed like insurmountable problems can become opportunities for deeper trust. What once felt like abandonment can be revealed as invitation into closer communion. What once appeared to be endings can be recognized as new beginnings in disguise. Feel the soft breeze that moves through this sacred space now. It carries the fragrance of olive blossoms and something even sweeter, the scent of prayers being answered, of burdens being lifted, of souls finding rest. Breathe it in deeply, letting it fill not just your lungs but your whole being with the assurance that this moment, this peace, this rest is yours by divine right. The moon overhead illuminates the garden with silver light, the same moon that has watched over countless souls throughout history as they learned to trade worry for trust, anxiety for peace, restless striving for confident rest. You are part of this ancient tradition of souls who have discovered that the deepest healing comes not from having all the answers, but from resting in perfect love. As we prepare to leave this transformed garden, know that you carry its peace. With you, the surrender you've practiced here, the trust you've exercised, the rest you've experienced. These are not temporary gifts, but permanent changes in your spiritual DNA. You have been altered by this encounter, healed in ways that will continue to unfold long after tonight. Stand with me now, feeling how light you've become, how free. The bag of worries that seemed so heavy when we arrived is empty now, replaced by a heart full of peace and a soul ready for the deep, restorative sleep that comes to those who trust completely. And as we rise from this sacred ground, lightened and transformed, we are drawn toward the quiet place where divine love keeps perfect watch over every moment of your rest. High above the noise and bustle of the busy world, there exists a room prepared specifically for you. It is the same upper room where I once gathered with my closest friends for our final meal together, but transformed now into a sanctuary of perfect rest, a place where your soul can find the complete peace it has been seeking. The stairs that lead to this sacred space are worn smooth by the footsteps of countless souls who have climbed them before you, seeking refuge from the storms of life. Each step you take lightens your burden a little more. Each breath you draw as we ascend fills your lungs with air that tastes of hope and possibility. Feel your hand on the wooden railing, polished by thousands of hands that have needed support. On their journey toward rest, you are not alone in this climb. You are part of an eternal procession of beloved children making their way toward the embrace of perfect love at the top of the stairs. I push open a heavy wooden door that swings silently on hinges blessed with the oil of divine grace. The room beyond glows with soft, warm light that seems to emanate from the very walls themselves, as if love has become visible and chosen to dwell here permanently. This is your room, prepared for you before the foundation of the world, furnished with everything your weary soul needs to find complete restoration. The floor is covered with rugs, so soft they feel like walking on clouds. Their patterns telling stories of divine mercy and endless love in colors that comfort the eye and quiet the mind. In the center of the room stands a bed unlike any you have ever seen. It is not ostentatious or overwhelming, but perfectly proportioned for your body, your needs, your soul's deepest longing for rest. The frame is carved from wood that grew in the eternal forests, strong enough to support any weight of sorrow, beautiful enough to delight the eye, simple enough to quiet the anxious mind. The mattress is made of materials that exist only in this sacred realm, softer than down, more supportive than any earthly creation, infused with the very essence of divine comfort. The pillows are filled with the prayers of angels, with the sighs of perfect contentment. The sheets are woven from threads of peace itself, cool to overheated skin, warm to chilled bones. Always exactly what you need. Come, sit on the edge of this heavenly bed. Feel how it receives your weight, not as a burden, but as a gift. How it seems to adjust itself perfectly to the curves and needs of your body. This is furniture designed by the creator of rest, crafted with intimate knowledge of exactly what you need to find perfect peace. As you sit here, notice the other elements of this sacred room. On the walls hang windows that don't look out onto any earthly scene, but onto vistas of divine beauty, rolling hills of emerald peace, valleys of violet tranquility, mountains of rose-colored joy. The view changes as your needs change, always, showing you exactly the scene that will most comfort your heart in this moment. In one corner stands a pitcher of crystal clear water and a basin of gleaming gold. This is for the washing of feet and hands and face, the cleansing that prepares the body for perfect rest. The water is infused with healing properties that remove not just physical dirt, but spiritual debris, not just outer stains, but inner shadows. Pour the water now over your hands, feeling how it runs between your fingers like liquid light, carrying away the residue of difficult days and sleepless nights. Splash some on your face, experiencing how it refreshes not just your skin but your very spirit, awakening you to the truth of how loved you are, how worthy you are of this perfect rest. Near the window sits a simple wooden chair where I will keep watch while you sleep. Yes, my beloved child, I will sit here through all the hours of your rest, not sleeping myself, but maintaining perfect vigilance over your peace. Not because you are in danger, but because love naturally keeps watch over what it treasures most. From this chair, I will guard your dreams, ensuring they are filled with hope rather than fear, with healing rather than harm, with joy rather than sorrow. I will monitor your breathing, adjusting the spiritual atmosphere of the room to support your body's natural rhythms of restoration. I will tend to your soul like a gardener tends to precious flowers, nurturing growth even while you rest. The room itself will participate in your healing. The very air will circulate with intention, carrying away toxins and bringing fresh life to every cell. The light will dim and brighten according to your body's needs, supporting your natural sleep cycles while bathing you in the constant glow of divine love. Now, lie back on this bed of perfect comfort. Feel how the mattress embraces your body like the arms of eternal love, how the pillows cradle your head with the tenderness of divine compassion. Pull the covers up to your chin, made from fabric woven with the very essence of security and peace. As your head settles into the pillow, feel how every muscle in your body begins to release its grip on tension. Your feet, which have carried you through so many difficult days, relax completely. Your legs, which have stood strong under pressure, soften into perfect rest. Your back, which has borne so many burdens, melts into the supportive embrace of this heavenly bed. Your arms, which have worked so hard, fall gently to your sides. Your hands, which have grasped so tightly to control and security, open like flowers in the warmth of perfect trust. Your shoulders, which have carried the weight of the world, drop into complete surrender. This is the rest that heals, the sleep that restores, the peace that passes understanding. In this upper room of perfect love, your soul remembers what it feels like to be completely safe, utterly loved, perfectly held, and as perfect rest settles over you like morning dew on peaceful meadows, we are drawn into the final mystery, the divine lullaby that has been singing over you since before time began. In the beginning, before the first star ignited or the first wave touched the shore, there was a song. It was the song my father sang over the void, the melody that called creation into existence, the lullaby that has been humming through the universe since before time began. Tonight, I want you to hear this song, to feel its rhythm in your bones, to let its ancient melody carry you into the deepest, most restorative sleep of your life. Listen carefully now. Beneath the sounds of your room, beneath the familiar noises of your neighborhood, beneath even the beating of your own heart, there is a sound so fundamental, so essential, that most people live their entire lives without consciously hearing. It is the sound of divine love breathing, the rhythm of eternal compassion, the heartbeat of the one who never sleeps so that you can rest in perfect peace. This is the lullaby that was sung over you in your mother's womb, the melody that shaped your developing cells and taught your heart its first rhythm. It is the song that has followed you through every day of your life, sometimes audible in moments of deep prayer or profound stillness, sometimes hidden beneath the noise of busy living, but always present, always patient, always waiting for quiet. Moments like this to make itself known. The melody has no words because it speaks in a language older than human speech, a communication that bypasses the mind and speaks directly to the soul. It sounds like wind through wheat fields and waves, on distant shores. It sounds like a mother's breathing over a sleeping child, and the contented sigh of lovers at peace in each other's arms. Feel it now, vibrating through the air around you, emanating from the very atoms that make up your body. Your cells recognize this song because they were formed to its rhythm. Your DNA dances to its beat because it was the music playing when you were knitted together in secret. Your soul knows this melody because it is the theme song of your existence, the soundtrack of your divine identity. As the divine lullaby grows stronger around you, notice how your breathing begins to synchronize with its rhythm. Your heartbeat slows to match its gentle tempo. Your brainwaves shift into the frequency of deep rest, the state where healing happens most completely, where restoration occurs most thoroughly. This is not hypnosis or manipulation, but recognition, your body and soul remembering their original tuning, their natural harmony with the love that created them. Like a piano being tuned to perfect pitch, every part of your being begins to vibrate in perfect resonance with the divine frequency of peace the lullaby carries. Undertones of every comfort you have ever known or longed to know, the safety of a child wrapped in loving arms, the contentment of a full stomach and a warm bed, the deep satisfaction of work well done and rest well earned, the joy of being truly seen and completely accepted. All of these feelings are woven into the fabric of this eternal song. But more than feelings, the lullaby carries truths that your soul needs to remember. You are loved with an everlasting love. You are precious beyond measure. You are held in arms that will never let you fall. You are safe in a love that never fails, never falters, never grows weary of cherishing you. These truths sink into your consciousness, now not as concepts to be understood, but as realities to be experienced. The lullaby carries them past your mental defenses, beyond your doubts and fears, directly into the core of your being, where they become part of your fundamental identity. As the song continues, you notice that other voices have joined the melody. The angels who were present at your birth are humming along, their voices like crystal bells in perfect harmony. The saints who have gone before you add their voices to the chorus, welcoming you into the eternal community of those who rest in divine love. Even creation itself joins in the song. The stars sing soprano, their light carrying the melody across vast distances. The oceans provide the bass notes, their depths resonating with the fundamental frequency of divine love. The mountains hum in harmonious overtones, their ancient stones remembering the day they were sung into existence. The forests whisper percussion, leaves rustling in perfect time with the eternal rhythm. Even your own heartbeat has become part of this cosmic orchestra, no longer separate from the music of the spheres, but an essential instrument in the symphony of divine love. As the lullaby reaches its crescendo, you feel yourself being lifted, not physically, but spiritually, into a realm where sleep and waking, time and eternity, human and divine, begin to merge into one seamless experience of perfect rest. This is the sleep that Adam knew in Eden before anxiety was born, the rest that David wrote about in his Psalms, the peace that Mary treasured in her heart. Your eyelids grow heavy now, not with exhaustion, but with contentment. Your muscles release their final holdings of tension. Your mind lets go of its need to understand, or control, or worry. The divine lullaby has done its perfect work, tuning your entire being to the frequency of peace, preparing you for sleep that heals not just your body, but your soul. And as you drift toward the threshold of dreams, know that the lullaby continues, will always continue, holding you in its eternal embrace through every moment of rest and every hour of waking life. You are forever held in the song of divine love, forever rocked in the arms of perfect peace. And as the divine lullaby carries you gently across the threshold between waking and sleeping, we arrive at the place where all journeys find their perfect completion in the embrace of eternal love. My beloved child, our journey together tonight has brought you exactly where you needed to be, held in the eternal embrace of perfect love, cradled in the arms of infinite peace, resting in the certainty that you are cherished beyond measure. From the garden of first peace to the healing waters, from the transformed Gethsemane to the upper room of perfect rest, from the divine lullaby to this moment of complete surrender, you have allowed yourself to be carried deeper and deeper into the truth of who you are and how deeply you are loved. The miracles we have experienced together, the healing of anxious thoughts, the washing away of accumulated stress, the release of burdens too heavy to carry alone, the tuning of your entire being to frequencies of peace. These are not temporary gifts, but permanent changes in your spiritual DNA. As sleep claims you, now know that I remain with you, watching over your dreams, guarding your rest, ensuring that every breath you draw in sleep is filled with healing, and every moment of unconsciousness is a time of divine restoration. Tomorrow, when you wake, you will carry within you the peace of the eternal garden, the healing of sacred waters, the lightness of surrendered burdens, the comfort of perfect rest, and the music of the divine lullaby. These gifts will continue their work in your life, bringing healing to places you didn't even know needed healing, bringing peace to situations that once caused anxiety. Sleep now, my precious one. Sleep in the eternal embrace of love that never sleeps, peace that never fails, and grace that never ends. You are safe, you are loved, you are home. Rest in perfect peace, knowing that every moment of your sleep is held in the miracle of healing. Silence, and wake tomorrow renewed in body, mind, and spirit. This is my gift to you, the gift of divine rest that restores everything the world has tried to steal. Sweet dreams, beloved, sweet, healing dreams.